Namaste, a wonderful day to all of you. Today we'll discuss about a very important ideas called Indigenous Knowledge Systems in the Indian context. So, unveiling Indian hidden wisdom, the power of Indigenous Knowledge System will be discussed in the today's lecture. This is Professor Ajeet Jaiswal, Head Department of Anthropology, will today take you into the highlighting informal world of Indigenous Knowledge System in India. So let's start the 21st lecture of a lecture series on Indigenous Knowledge System from the earth for the future. Today I will discuss on importance of Indigenous Knowledge System in the Indian context, Bharatiya context. So if you have missed the previous lecture on education and indigenous or intercultural dialogue, then check the link in the description. Don't forget to leave your questions in the comment below. Hit that like button and subscribe for more mind-blowing anthropological content. Now let's start discussing about importance of Indigenous Knowledge System in Indian context, Bharatiya context. So in the Indian context, Indigenous Knowledge System play a vital role across various domains and have significant importance for both indigenous communities and broader society. So let's discuss about the key reason why indigenous knowledge systems are important in the Indian context. There is a series of points are there. We'll discuss each and every point one by one. First one is preservation of cultural heritage. Indigenous knowledge systems are repositories of traditional knowledge, traditional practice and belief that are integral to the cultural identity and heritage of indigenous communities in India. They embodied centuries of accumulated wisdom passed down through generations and are central to the social cohesion, resilience and cultural continuity of these communities. Next is sustainable resource management. Indigenous knowledge system in India offer valuable insight and practice for sustainable resource management, particularly in agriculture, forestry, water management and biodiversity conservation. Traditional ecological knowledge adapt to local ecosystem and climate condition, promote sustainable land use practices, enhance resilience to environmental changes and contribute to the conservation of biodiversity and natural resources. Next is holistic healthcare practices. India has a rich tradition of indigenous healing system, including Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani and various forms of a traditional folk medicine practiced by indigenous communities. Indigenous knowledge system in healthcare emphasize holistic approach to health and well-being, integrating physical, mental, social, emotional, psychological, spiritual dimension. These traditional healthcare practices offer accessibility, cultural appropriate and often cost-effective alternative to modern medical treatment, particularly in rural and marginalized communities. Another important point is food security and agricultural diversity. We all know that indigenous agricultural practices in India are adapted to diverse agroclimatic conditions. It plays a crucial role in ensuring food security for millions of people. Traditional farming method, crop varieties, seed saving practice and agroecological technique. It reflects indigenous knowledge system that promote biodiversity, soil fertility and resilience to climate variability. Indigenous crop and traditional food system contribute to dietary diversity, nutrition and cultural heritage preservation. Similarly, when we discuss about community resilience and adaptation, indigenous knowledge system foster community resilience and adaptation to environmental, social and economic challenges. Traditional knowledge passed down through generation equip indigenous communities with adaptive strategies, coping mechanisms and local solutions for responding to natural disasters, climate change impact and socio-political disruption. Indigenous communities demonstrate resilience by drawing upon their cultural heritage, social network and traditional governance structure to navigate crisis and preserve their way of life. Another important point is interconnectedness and intercultural dialogue. So indigenous knowledge system promote interconnectedness, reciprocity and intercultural dialogue between indigenous communities and a broader society. Recognizing the value of traditional knowledge system fostering mutual respect, understanding and collaboration between the indigenous people, policymaker, researcher and development practitioner, integrated indigenous perspective into mainstream dialogue and decision making processes, promote inclusive and sustainable development that respect the cultural diversity, human rights and environmental integrity. Overall, at last, we may say that indigenous knowledge systems are invaluable assets that contribute to well-being, resilience and cultural diversity in Indian society, what we call it as a Bharatiya society. So recognizing, respecting and integrating indigenous knowledge system into policy, into research, into development initiative is very much essential for promoting sustainable development, social justice and cultural preservation in Bharat, that is in India. So that's all for today. If you have any doubt, any questions, feel free to ask, or you can ask through the comment section. One important information, a new video will come around 1 p.m. every day. So keep your notification bell on. So that's all for today. Thank you so much. Namaste.